Welcome, 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 welcome. It is That Scary with Melanie P, y'all. I'm doing a little test. Y'all, for a morning live, and I am so excited. You guys are really loving your girl and loving the content. And I say, you know what? Let me just drip, drop on into a morning live. I know this is a little bit new for some people from my channel, so I want to get everyone time to roll in. Listen, y'all, today we're talking about Marvin Sapp, y'all. He has responded. Marvin Sapp has responded, okay, to his holding the members of the congregation hostage while he waits for $40,000. Listen, y'all, I'm going to give everyone a little time to trickle in. As you're trickling in, let me know where you are trickling in from. I'm going to do a little shameless plug, y'all. Y'all see I got on this jacket, but I'm actually very, very hot. Okay, I'm actually very hot, but I'm just trying to cover up as much as I can. I have an ebook. Make sure that you cop that ebook. It is literally talking about what I'm experiencing right now. I'm so hot. I'm so hot. I have a fan blowing wind like I am Beyonce, and I'm very hot, y'all. But listen, I have an ebook, and it's talking about kind of the questions, the playbook to go through with your partner before you move in together. Now, the description is in the link, right? The link is in the description. Lord Jesus. Link is in the description, and you need it. If you have someone who's getting married, who's dating, who's thinking about living and cohabitating with their partner, this playbook is what you need. This playbook is really what I needed. It helps you kind of go through all the questions that you need to ask right before you move in together. What temperature do you want the heat and air conditioning on? You know, will you go to the grocery store? Or do I need to go to the grocery store? Can we hire a sitter? Can we hire somebody to come in and clean? All those great questions is what you will get in my ebook. Now, make sure you drop a comment. Make sure you're liking the live. Make sure you're sharing the live. I am really, really here for it. But again, matter of fact, let me just do a little pause. Let me pause and allow everyone to stop what they're doing right now and simply go to that thumbs up button. Click that thumbs up. And if you're feeling real spicy on this Wednesday, send it to your neighbor, your family, your friends. I know y'all got group chat. So click on that little share button and then share it with your group chat friends, y'all. Now, while you're doing that, Marvin Sapp has been all over the blogs, right? And, you know, I feel like every week it is something with the Black church. I love a good Black church. I joined a good Black church. Shout out to Chosen City Church in Charlotte, North Carolina. I actually joined the church Sunday. So, you know, I'm affected by this, right? However, every couple of weeks there seems to be some type of church situation going on, asking for money, some kind of scandal. And, you know, here we go with Marvin Sapp. So just to refresh your memory, right? I am going to share with you my video, and I'm going to share just the quick little insert of Marvin Sapp starring Joe Clark from Lean On Me. I'm going to share with you the initial video, and then I'm going to share his response. Okay. Let me get this together, and let me know if you guys are having any issues hearing. But I want you guys to pay attention to where this all started.
Lead, and they understand the cost that is involved. There's 1,000 of you. I said close them doors.
I said close them doors.
Ushers, close the doors.
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 Code 10! Code 10, this is Joe Clark! Get those chains off the doors! The enemy is here! The doors all got to lock this place.
Now, this right here, I need a meme. I need a meme. Close the doors. Close the doors. Close the doors. Like he gang. Them ushers are.
We all gonna lead together.
Wait, look at this guy right here. That Jerry curl and that Beijing. Don't come for me, y'all. Beijing, I love it.
Y'all ain't going no place but to the restaurant. There's 1,000 of you tonight, and those that are watching, it's 1,000 that's watching online. This is a small seed. If I get 1,000 online to give this, if I get 1,000 in the sanctuary to give this, that's $40,000 tonight. I'm challenging each of you all down here to give a $20 seed. I just think $20 is a lot of money. $20, believe it or not, when my late wife, Melinda P. Sapps, was alive, was a good date. I could take her to the movies, buy a box of popcorn, get 1 soda, 2 straws.
Is that water and sweat on his shirt?
I was looking in her eyes, she's looking in mine. Can't do that no more. Now, everyone up
Pay
here,
attention.
we've all saw.
Let me kind of stop it here. And God, God know my heart, but it might be time to let this part go as well. This is a lot of skin showing. Just saying.
But I need everyone standing up here with me, to plant a seed of $100. Because again, it costs to sit up here. I got you.
Not cost.
Let's see. So
they have to be very careful about their language. Listen, and you guys get the point. You get the point. This is literally this is what he was given, I guess, last week. And I found out later, I think we all found out later, that this was literally not at his church. This was at some kind of convention. But you get the message. You get what he was given. He told the ushers to close the doors. As it goes on, I think he asked the pastors to give, you guys don't give $20, you guys give $100 or something he was saying. But basically he was soliciting for money to reach a goal of $40,000. And it appeared as if he would not let anybody leave until he saw the ushers leading everybody to the front to drop their offering in. Now, here's the thing. There's been a lot of conversation about this, because even I said in my video, the Bible literally says that God loves a cheerful giver. And if you have to force someone to go up there and hold them hostage to give, then it's not giving cheery. It's kind of giving, fiery, for lack of a better word. So, he got a lot of negative feedback as it relates to, him holding the congregation hostage. Now, I want to say, obviously, we live in a world of social media. We live in a world where people are going to take and use these clickbaity type of conversations and wording to draw people to look at their stuff. This is just the world we live in, right? But on the same token, you have to understand that, did he really hold them hostage? I guess he kind of did hold them hostage, because he had he was giving Joe Clark of Lean on Me, and he said, close those doors. So people have had a lot of contention as it relates to his Joe Clark moment, and now he's literally getting death threats. Okay, so I want to play his response. Now, I haven't really listened to his response in totality. I wanted to listen to it with you guys on live, because, that's just what I do. I keep it authentic. I did listen to a little snippet of it, and I feel like it wasn't really giving what I wanted it to give, but I want us to discuss. I want us to discuss this. Let's see what Sky Blue is saying. Yeah, that's not necessary. Let me give because of my heart, not force. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? We want to give, but God, don't make us feel scared, because if we're giving that way, is it really I don't know. I'm trying to think of it as a pastor, and then him, the tone of how he was saying it. I don't know. It was just a lot of not positive energy behind him, almost forcing people to give this $40,000. So let's look at his response, okay, or lack thereof. Let's see. Steph says, what does Steph say? The way he asked was the problem for me. He does not know about people's finances, and church is a business. Now, come on, Stephanie. Now, I have to agree with you there, girl. I wasn't feeling the way he asked. I truly was not feeling the way he asked. It almost was like, first of all, this is what I said in my video. Go back and watch it. Give it a thumbs up and a comment. Read the room. Read the room. I have been in church, y'all, when I didn't have it like how I typically have it, and I've been like feeling uncomfortable. Like I've been kind of ashamed. No time recently, but I just remember like when I was younger, especially even when I was a kid, and you have to go up there and give money to the church, and back in the day, you had to go up there with your money in your hand. It wasn't like no check. It wasn't no phone to hide that you're giving a low amount. You had to go up there, and listen, if you know what I'm talking about, put something in the chat, because at the end of the day, it's been times where I would take a $1 bill, maybe a $5 bill, and I would kind of fold it. I would fold that money to where it would look like it was more than what it was, but it was all I had to give at the time. So I empathize with people in the audience, with even people who are just watching, who it triggered them. Maybe it triggered them. Like, we're in a space to where it's like, we can't even afford these eggs. We literally can't even afford these eggs. And you wanting to browbeat us to walking up there to put our little money up in there, and you locking us in at that? I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. But let's take a look at his Did you see that post?
People are talking.
Here's what's trending on the Ricky Smiley Morning Show.
All right, y'all, Ricky Smiley Morning Show, 25 minutes after the hour, y'all. Our next guest has been all over the internet lately, and he's here with us today to set the record straight. He's an award-winning singer, bishop, and pastor of the Chosen Vessel Church in Fort Worth, Texas. Joining us this morning is a friend of the show, Marvin Sapps. And good morning. Thank you for joining this morning.
Thank you.
And listen, let me say this. I'm not here to exploit this situation. You are my friend.
Thank you, sir.
And I'm a real friend. I'm a loyal friend. You understand? And I haven't even talked to you this week.
No,
because I know your phone was blowing up, but I had sense enough that everything that you sat here and said during the commercial break, I already knew. You don't have to explain that to me. I grew up in the church. And in your own way, let's start with the attacks that are on you and the death threats on you and your family.
Well, let me just start.
Whatever way you want to start.
Let me just start by saying first, Ricky, I thank you for this opportunity.
Yes, sir.
I thank you for the opportunity to be able to come on your show and for you to use your platform to give me a chance to just, add some context, some context and clarity to, a clip that, a whole lot of people have seen. Sadly, one of the things that has happened is, people have created a narrative that is absolutely not true. Number one, the narrative was created, that I raised money at my church, that I kept the people at my church hostage until I raised $40,000 for me. That's the narrative that has been shared, that I locked folks up in my church, that, I made them give $40,000 and I wouldn't allow them to leave until they gave it to me. And to be honest with you, that is absolutely false.
Yeah.
Number one, that offering was taken last year. This was a service that happened last August. Number two, it didn't happen at my local church. It actually happened at a national organization's international meeting where churches from all over the country, all over the world came together for the purpose of celebrating the Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. People took issue with me saying, shut the doors. Understand, I never said lock the doors.
Yeah.
Oh,
I said shut the doors.
Okay.
Shutting doors means that people still have the ability to go in and out. They've taken issue with my tone, and I'm
sorry, I got to stop it right there. Now, sir, you didn't say lock it, but you did say shut them and stand in front. Ushers, it's an usher's job. Now, listen, I'm sure we're all of a brown hue, mostly of us in this chat or in this live. You ain't going up to no church door when listen, oh my God, triggered. I'm having flashbacks. When a pastor says, whatever he said, as far as alluding to the ushers to close the doors, he didn't even just say close the doors. He said close the doors. Close the doors. Like, he did all of this. He did all of this right here. So it wasn't just a little nice, could you shut the doors, guys? Whatever. It was close the doors, close the doors, close the doors. So, sir, don't play us that you just innocently said shut them, but don't lock them. I don't know.
Say, looking at the video, maybe I was a little more assertive than I should have been. And I can apologize for that. I can apologize for that. But three things I need to make sure the people understood. Number one, the $40,000, if it was $40,000 that was raised, was never given to me. That money was raised for the purpose of taking care of the budget for their conference, not Marvin Sapp. Number two, it didn't happen at my church. It happened in Baltimore. Number three, people take issue with me being firm with the ushers. Anybody that goes to church, ushers one-on-one, that's the first thing they teach you as being an usher, is that there are 3 times you don't walk. You don't walk during the altar call. You don't walk during prayer. You don't walk during the offering. One of the reasons being is because of the sacredness of the moment. But it's also about security. As a pastor, that churches are being robbed at gunpoint. It's happening all over the country. This is not something I'm making up. This is factual. So if you got 5,000 people in a room, you want the doors closed. You don't want the doors locked. I couldn't get them locked anyway. It's a convention center. But the doors needed to be closed, and there was a lot of pandemonium stuff that was going on out there. But I wanted to share that first.
Stop it right here too. I mean, I feel like this is a game of semantics. Like, and I get it. You're a pastor. You don't want that negativity on you, but don't make it seem like this response to me really isn't giving what I wanted it to give. Let's just finish it.
But that ain't even the reason why I'm here. Here's the reason why I'm here. The reason why I'm here is because what has happened is people have taken clickbait and made something out of it that it isn't. And because of that, my church has been getting phone calls. People have called my church and cussed me out. My staff are afraid because I've received death threats over $20 and shut the door.
See, and this is what I'm saying. Like, don't do that. Do not do that. Don't make it seem like, over just a little $20 and a little just whisper of shut the door. No. Like, do I need to go back and play the tape, sir? This is where accountability is a word that's very triggering, it seems like, for a lot of people. Take accountability. Don't minimize, your tone was aggressive. Your wording was a bit much, and you didn't just whisper for the ushers to close the door. You repeated it 3 times in a row, and, it wasn't just a little measly $20. That little measly $20 could be all that someone has to get them through their next payday, and you locking them in to put it in the church offering. I also feel like, and I think he's going to get a little bit more into the death threats of it all, but this is the thing, and I said this for a while. Pastors are the heads of the church. You're the leaders, just as God is a leader of us. You are supposed to be the leader of your congregation and of your people. And so for you to be getting death threats, this should go more inward to you, because you're supposed to be covering your congregation, and you being out here at this conference or wherever you was, and you acting like this. Now the people under you are having to have the residual effect of your inability to communicate in a way that doesn't garner all of this viral activity in terms of close the door. Now you, a pastor out here, and the headline is pastor holds his congregation hostage. Now here's the thing. I don't want to, I'm a Libra child. I got to keep it balanced. I don't want to feel like I'm coming for Pastor Sapp. Pastor Marvin Sapp. I don't want it to give that energy, because we're all human. We all make mistakes. And this likely was, a mistaken judgment of tone, of word usage. But at the end of the day, we have to hold ourselves accountable. He ain't like us. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like a pastor is should have a little bit more than us. We're the followers. Like, we're the followers. So I feel like it's a little bit more accountability that I want him to own. And don't minimize $20. Don't minimize telling the ushers to close the door. Like, it's giving hostage.
People have come to our campus. They have come to my church to try to cause problems, issues, challenges. And again, my children, I don't look at comments. We was talking about this. I don't read comments. When you got millions of followers, you ain't got time to be reading all the comments. You just don't have it.
Right.
My children do. And they are afraid. And the reason being is because I'm their only parent. I'm a widower. They're afraid for my safety. So now we've had to update and increase security and all the things I've never had to do before because of the vitriol and the anger that people have shown, the things that they've said in my thread and stuff. And all of this is because of a misunderstanding. And I'm not blaming people. Let me be clear. I'm not blaming anybody because of their misunderstanding. I'm just saying in all you're getting, get an understanding. And if I'm sharing with you that the $40,000 that I was trying to raise, and again, I don't know if the organization got 40, 10, 20, any of it. I don't know. I'm hoping that I actually raised more money so that I can help the organization that has been such a great support to me. These people.
And again, let's be clear. Not a dime of that money.
Not a dime of that money came to me. Not a dime of it.
And where did your money come from?
I've been blessed. I've been extremely blessed. I've sold millions of records. Millions. I'm a songwriter.
How much have you gotten paid from? And we on the radio live,
right?
How much?
Now,
how much have you gotten paid from your church? I'm just saying.
Okay, so
tell me, Ricky, what you said during the commercial.
Tell you, what people don't know is that I pastored 16 years in the city of Grand Rapids, Michigan. I founded my church.
I didn't know that.
16 years. We had a great church. Still have a great church there. 16 years of pastoring. I never got paid a dime. That's a fact. 16 years. You can call the church. You can ask them. I pastored the Lighthouse for Life Center Church in Grand Rapids, Michigan for free for 16 years. 9 years of those 16 years, I gave a minimum of $30,000 a month to my church. Wow. 30 grand a month to my church to ensure that the church could go forward. We had a lot of stuff. I had a college campus that we had bought. We had 3 other campuses. And
deflect. Listen, it's great. It's great that you were a pastor. It's great that you didn't get paid. It's great that you gave your money, your church $30,000. That's great. If $30,000 is that easy for you to give out, child, why didn't you give $40,000 to, why didn't you just write a check to the church instead of holding the people hostage? You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. It's not giving what I wanted to give.
After my wife had passed because I had to travel more in order to take care of me and my kids.
Right.
So, my membership, it dwindled, but we never lost anything. And as a matter of fact, this is factual. The day I announced the new pastor, I burned the mortgage of the church. When I left Grand Rapids, I left my church not only debt-free, but I left them with 6 figures in the bank and put a brand new pastor in and walked away and moved to Texas. I'm not trying to take advantage of people. That's never been my passion. I'm serious about ministry. And let me go one step further. There's a whole lot of other pastors around here that are doing the same thing. Most pastors in America are bivocational, meaning they have jobs outside of their churches. The average church size in America is only 75 people. Look it up. It's factual. So we're not getting rich off the church. I am bivocational. I'm a W-2 employee at my church. I have a syndicated radio show that I do every week to over 60 different markets. I own real estate. I have mutual funds. I have annuities.
I'm sorry. Am I wrong? Please, drop it in the chat. Am I wrong? If you got all of that, it's giving you're not reading the room. Listen, I'm proud of you for having all of that, those income sources. I think that's awesome. But that doesn't negate the fact that you're talking to people who don't got it like you. Most of us don't have it like you. So for you to say on one hand, you're getting these threats, your children are scared, it was just a measly little $20. I'm rich. Here's what I'm hearing. So tell me if I'm wrong. What I'm hearing is I'm rich. So I don't, this $40,000 to me is chump change. It's giving I'm rich. So I'm going to apologize by letting y'all inwards know that I don't need your $20. I didn't take your $40,000. It don't affect, it don't do nothing for me. I'm rich. You know what I'm saying? This apology is going left. Wait, this is left. It's going left. This apology to me is going left.
Have stocks. I play the market. I took my money and I didn't trick it.
Money that you made from
money that I made
hit
from music,
records.
from hit records. I'm one of the only gospel artists with billions of streams.
And you tour.
And I tour. I just came off of a tour.
Sure.
That I made tons of money on. And I'm at the crib right now chilling because I don't have to go on tour. I can wait.
I don't know if I'm just triggered, child, but like you're at the crib chilling, and we're out here on our 9 to 5s. I'm out here pandering to the live audience to send me a super chat, sir. Like I feel like this is just, especially with this type of climate that we're in, this is truly not the time to be, I don't know. I mean, is brag too strong of a word? You chilling, but you are going to churches who I guess must need $40,000, but you're chilling. You got all the money, you got all the stocks, you got all the mutual funds, you got all these things. You're home chilling, but as a pastor, the church that you left, you felt it a need to ask for $40,000 for that church. How much did you give? Because if you go back to the original clip, I only saw him give $100. I saw him put $100 in the usher's hand. So I just want to know if I'm wrong. I just want a little bit more accountability in this apology. I don't want to hear about you being rich, sir. I don't want to hear about you home chilling while I'm at work. It's just not giving. It's just not giving it.
And do my next date. I came
basically you saying all that to say you don't need no $40,000.
I don't.
Got it.
And I will take it if they gon'.
Here's the thing. I feel like the point is being missed here. And I think that he was smart maybe in going on his friend's platform, Ricky Smiley, because obviously Ricky Smiley is not going to ask some of those questions that maybe I would ask or other platforms would ask. We get it. We get that you're rich. We get that you don't need the money. We get all of that. But can you hold yourself accountable for not reading the room?
Give it to me. But right. I did not raise this money for the premise and purpose.
And that was a program that helped you get to where you are.
They gave me a platform. This organization is an organization I grew up in. It's a church organization I grew up in. And I'm appreciative. The reason why I'm going to bring up the organization, because it ain't none of y'all business. But the point is these people gave me a platform, man. And the reason why I'm known today is because of the opportunities that this organization gave me. So for me to go back and be able to preach and raise finances and give back to them so that they don't have to go in debt. Listen, one of the most devastating things about this whole situation and circumstance is that I'm literally praying for all of those who have actually spread it. Like if I was a weak guy, if I was a very weak person with all of the things that people have said in my comments and stuff like that, that my members of my church have read, that my children have read, people commit suicide on stuff like this.
Sure.
Mm-hmm. From this type of attack. And I know for a fact that there are some individuals that really don't have a clear understanding of the systems of the church. But then I know that there are some individuals that are listening, even as I speak, that have been church hurt. And that's the reason why they have a certain level of vitriol and bitterness as it pertains to the church. This particular situation for me is a church hurting situation because I did something for the church, but I'm taking abuse because of it.
Abuse? Let me get into some of these comments. Let's see. All right. So I think I read this before. Stephanie said the way he asked was the problem for me. He does not know about people's finances. Church is a business. And that's so true. That is so freaking true. Suki says, I like how that sounds. Suki says, that could be a segment on her show. Suki, if you're still in the chat, drop your link to your YouTube down here so we can get the people who are in now, the people who are coming back in to follow her. Suki, she has a really good channel, a really great story. Make sure you're following her. But Suki, trademark that. Suki says, I just love that. Oh my God. I haven't been to church in a couple of decades now, but things have changed. Now churches compete with everything, including GoFundMe campaigns. I don't even have any advice for a church these days. That's interesting. And I'll be interested to know, is there a reason, Suki, why you haven't been to church in a couple of decades? Like, is there a reason behind that? But that's a good point. These churches are competing with GoFundMe campaigns. Like, the church is not, some churches. Now let me say this, because I just joined the church Sunday. Wait. I just joined the church Sunday, so I don't want to get into church bashing. But the thing about it is that some of these pastors who have these large platforms, you have to be cautious. You have a certain responsibility, especially with these large platforms. And again, they are human just like us. This is a mistake. But we're not talking about the mistake. We're talking about the response to the mistake and lack in judgment, lack of tone. We're talking about that. And I feel like this apology that we're listening to now, I don't feel like there's a good amount of accountability. I don't want to hear about you being rich. Write them a check. Don't hold people hostage. Let's see. His tone was wrong and condescending. What happened is he gave into fear and behaved poorly. Very, very true. Very, very true. Tara, what's up, Tara? She says, to me, there are several issues that need to be addressed about this. If you are an usher in the church, you know when to close the doors without the pastor saying it. Now, that's true. And that is true on many levels, because I feel like in this apology, he's pointing the blame at everybody but himself. And Tara makes a good point here. Like the ushers, I know when I was ushering back in Wilmington, North Carolina, in my white top and my navy blue bottoms, they trained you on when to open the door, when not to open the door, how to open the door. You know what I'm saying? They trained you on all this stuff. So, it is holding someone hostage. Because that is a good point, Tara. Because why did you feel the need to say in the manner that you did, close the door, close the door, close the door? Like, that's not giving, like, you said it 3 times. You said it 3 times. So you meant what you said, Let's see. Tara also says, the amount that I give is my personal business. I don't think that should be outed in church to show who's giving what as an offering. Now, this is also another good point. This is a repetitive conversation when it comes to tithes. This happens often, especially now in the days of the mega church. I do not want to bash the church because I love my church. I love God. I love all these things. But so often I've been to church, I've seen it on blogs where these pastors give you a certain amount and tell you that, you need to give $20. You need to give $100. Everybody give $100. Everybody do this, everybody do that. Like, this is not line dancing, sir. You give what God gives to your heart to give. I agree with that, Tara. I agree with that. Just to read it again, the amount that I give is my personal business. I don't think that should be outed in church to show who's giving what as an offering. Like I said, God loves a cheerful giver. If you got to hold your people hostage to give, is that helpful? I just don't know. And you're a pastor. I mean, like, shoot, you tell us. Let's see what Tara's saying. Tara also, okay, Tara with the comments. I'm here for that. Tara says, this apology really doesn't address the issue that he's being outed on. I agree. Exactly. That is what is concerning to me. We have listened to this apology and it's not giving apology. Like, it's truly not giving apology to me. And that's what's actually concerning, because, the A word, people don't like the A word. The A word stands for A is for accountability. A is for accountability. It's not for telling us how rich you are and how you don't need the $40,000 and the $40,000 didn't even go to you, sir. That is not the issue. The issue is your delivery of trying to get the people of the congregation to come down. He literally said, close the doors. I want to see everybody walking up here, putting this money in the collection plate. And again, I got to keep saying it. He's a fleshly man. He's a human being. No man is without sin. No man is without mistake. But you can't make a mistake, see the residual effects of your mistake and how it's affecting you, not only your congregation, but your children, and still lack the ability to read the room and be like, you know what? I'm going to get on here and tell y'all I'm rich. I don't need the money. What is it giving here? Grown Men Talking says, yo, what up, family? Make sure you follow Grown Men Talking. I talk about his channel all the time. Let me find out Highway 20 Skinny is in here. Not the Grown Men Talking taking over for the 9-9, the 2. Hold up. Not me seeing a yellow mark in here now. Sir, I need this money. I'm joking. But am I though? Highway Skinny says, salute grown men talking. Hello, not grown men talking with a 10. Oh, well, way to go. With the $10. Listen, if you want to listen, I'm about to hold y'all hostage in this live. Close the doors to this live. If you want to match grown men talking, you send 20. And if you want to match 20, you send 100. Close the doors. Close the doors to this live. Close the doors to wherever you watching at. Close the doors to the car if you're in your car watching this. Well, hold up. Don't be driving and watching me, but kind of close the doors to wherever you are. Hold your own self hostage where you are. Wait, that's wrong. I dare y'all to match 10. Match this 10 so I can get my hair done, okay? Close the doors. Thank you, Grown Men Talking, for always supporting the show. I'm here for it. But yeah, I'm not here for this apology, y'all. I want to finish this apology up and wrap up these thoughts so I can get on with my day and close the doors to this conversation.
I just want people to really understand that this is something that we shouldn't do. Make sure you do your due diligence. Make sure you check out everything first. Make sure that you examine the information with clarity and context before you begin to share it. Now, honestly, let me be right with Rick. Some of this stuff is funny.
Okay, never would've. Look. I receive it, honey. Every little bit counts. The doors of the church are open. Highway 20 Skinny has paid $2. Now, I said to match Grown Men Talking, and so we all trying. Listen, now I'm making you feel bad, like like oh boy made us feel bad. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, Highway 20, I'm here for this. I feel like this apology is getting worse and worse and worse.
They got this one meme that I was laughing this morning looking at with the Teddy Pendergrass.
Let me rewind this because I saw money and I got a little bit excited. Hold on.
Now, honestly, let me be right with Rick.
This ain't funny, sir.
With clarity and context.
He just told us
examine the information.
Nah. This is where
make sure you check out everything first. Make sure that you examine the information with clarity and context before you begin to share it. Honestly, let me.
Now, this is what gets me. It's not a song. What song is that? Here's what gets. It's a rap, y'all. I'm too old for this. But anyway, this is what gets me. You're saying to examine the room. You're saying to gather information before you make a comment, period. You did not examine the effects of what you said before you came on Ricky Smiley with this response. Come on my show. And let us have a conversation, Marvin Sapp, because I feel like I just don't feel like the accountability is where I want it to be. You have members under your umbrella. You have children under your umbrella that you really need to be accountable for. You need to hold these members and these children under your safety. And I just don't think this response did, I don't think it vindicated you or reprieved you of any, is that the right word? Reprieved you? I don't think this conversation gave what I wanted it to give, period.
Rick, some of this stuff is funny. They got this one meme that I was laughing this morning looking at with the Teddy Pendergrass.
This is giving for me. Did y'all see Carisha Please, right? You know when she went in hiding because she had all of her situations with Diddy, so she was trying to go away and come out to be somebody new. But is she somebody new? I don't know. But she was very strategic in choosing her best friend, Saucy Santana, as the person to interview her. Because she knew that he wasn't going to ask the questions that a non-biased, non-associated to her person would ask. Now, smart, I guess, for the celebrity, I suppose, because now you're not being held to the fire, but now you are being held to the fire because now I'm on live talking about the fact that this apology did not give what I wanted it to give. And I know I'm not going to be the only one. I'm just not really here for the lack of accountability in this apology. And it's really giving Carisha Please and Saucy Santana sitting down, crying, talking in circles, and you're not getting to the point. This is almost over.
Fur coat on and, It got at the bottom of my face and say, close the door. It's hilarious. And because I have a sense of humor, I can laugh at that kind of stuff. Everybody ain't able to handle that. And you all have to really, really be cognizant of it. You got to think about before you repost, before you slander, before you go in people's comments and say vile and this vitriol stuff. Make sure you know for a fact.
All right, y'all, ladies and gentlemen, man, love you, man.
I love you.
Oh, boo. I don't know, y'all. I don't know. What do y'all think about this apology? I'm not here for it. See, this is where I don't know sometimes if I'm cut out for this kind of stuff, because I have this fight back and forth with the gangster male and what I want to say the gangster male. And then it's like the balance morally right male. And I'm fighting always with the gangster male, moral, gangster, moral, gangster, moral. I'm not pleased. I'm truly not pleased with it. I'm not pleased with it. I guess he was avoiding the smoke. I hate that his children got involved, and that they're getting death threats. I mean, I think that's awful if the children are getting death threats. But I just don't feel like the accountability was taken here. I just don't know. And I feel like also with Ricky Smiley, sir, you didn't ask the questions. You did not ask the questions that we wanted to ask. I almost feel like Ricky Smiley, as a friend was trying to like lead him to, well, what did you say before this interview started? And tell us how much you make and this, that. I don't know. I just don't know, guys. I just don't know. I don't know. I'm not here for it. Listen, give it another couple of weeks. There'll be another scandal. Listen, grown man talking. Don't do me. I'm a gangster. I'm a gang banger in a bun and a sports bra. I'm a gang banger in a bun. Don't come for me. I don't know, y'all. Let me know your thoughts. I might start doing these little lives daily. All I need is a mimosa. Listen, before we go, make sure y'all follow some of my people in here. Grown Men Talking with the comments calling me a gangbanger. He has an amazing channel. We always talk about it. Suki, I'm not sure if you're still in here, but if you are, let me put her comment back on here so y'all can follow her. This sister right here is everything. She is a resume writer. She's a business starter. She's a boss. She's this, that, the third. She's everything. She's really helped me a lot with some of the business side of things. And she has an amazing channel. She is over there living by coastal with her money, her everything. She's living it. But anyway, y'all, listen, thank you guys. And thank you for the super chat. Okay. Thank you for Grown Men Talking for putting that $100 in here. I'm going to add another zero on it for you. Thank you, Skinny, for putting that $200 in there. I'm going to add another couple of zeros in there for you. We're going to claim it in the name of Jesus. We're going to claim prosperity. We're going to claim 00000 on this chat. We're going to claim money, growth, love, views, engagement, everything, y'all. Listen, thank you guys so much for tuning in to my first of many lives, and I will see you guys on the next episode.